Hey everyone, and welcome back to your English fluency lesson. This is chapter 2 in Peter Pan in the City. I hope you are having fun shadowing me and developing your fluency and your ability to speak smoothly and with emotion. We are on a roller coaster and it is just starting to go up. I hope you're excited too. Let's take a look at chapter number 2, The Boy Without a Phone. Remember, one earbud in, one earbud out. Try and follow me, copy me, shadow me as best as you can. If there's something you struggle with, go back. Remember, this is for learning, okay? And let me know what you think of the chapter. Here we go. The Boy Without a Phone. Peter came back the next night, just like he said he would. I didn't open the window until I saw him standing there, half hidden in the shadows of the fire escape. His glowing drone hovered nearby, blinking softly, like it had a heartbeat. I hesitated for a second, then slid the window open without a word. He climbed in quickly, brushing bits of rust from his hands. I thought you weren't coming, I said. I always come back, he said with a grin. Unless I don't. Michael and John were already awake. They sat up the moment they heard Peter's voice, their eyes full of excitement. They liked him. I wasn't sure yet. Peter dropped his backpack on the floor. The zipper was broken, and the contents spilled out old candy wrappers, 2 plastic spoons, a cracked portable radio, and something that looked like a pocket fan was made from a toothbrush parts and wire. What is all this? I asked. Treasure, Peter said. The city throws away amazing stuff. He started picking it all up, sorting it without a care. John picked up a broken phone and turned it over in his hands. Do you have a phone? He asked. Peter shook his head, like the question was ridiculous. Phones are tracking devices. They buzz and beep and follow you around. I don't need that noise. Wendy raised an eyebrow. But how do you talk to people? Peter shrugged. I don't. Not unless they leave the window open. I didn't know if he was joking, but I laughed a little anyway. He sat cross-legged on the floor and pulled out a flattened peanut butter sandwich. It was wrapped in a page from a magazine. He offered a corner to Michael, who took it without asking. You just wander around the city all day? I asked. Peter nodded, pretty much. I don't stay in one place for too long. The longer you stay, the more invisible you stop being. I watched him closely. He wasn't dirty exactly, but he looked like he hadn't slept in a real bed in a long time. His eyes were sharp, always watching. He had a kind of energy that felt like it might explode at any moment. What about school? I asked. School? He repeated the word like it tasted bad. They tried to send me. I got kicked out twice. Then I stopped going. Nobody noticed. You don't go to any school now? Nope. No online classes? No tutoring? No GED prep? Peter leaned back on his elbow. What are those? I stared at him. How old are you? He tilted his head. I don't know. Maybe 13? Maybe 15? I ran away before anyone told me. John and Michael exchanged a look. I could tell they thought Peter was the coolest person in the world. I wasn't so sure. He seemed free, yes, but he also seemed lost. Peter suddenly sat up. Want to see something better than school? I frowned. It's almost midnight. That's when it's the best, he said. Less noise, less people, more shadows. I thought about saying no. I thought about telling him to leave, but I didn't. I pulled on my hoodie and slipped into my sneakers. John and Michael were already doing the same. You can't tell Mom, I said, pointing at them. We won't, they whispered together. Peter grinned. Let's go. We climbed out the window one by one. Peter went first, showing us where to place our feet on the metal bars. Tink hovered near us, lighting the way. was cold outside, but not freezing. The city lights glowed below us like the stars on the ground. Peter didn't walk. He floated. Not literally, of course, but his body moved so lightly that it looked like he didn't care if he fell. He jumped from one building to another like he was made of feathers. We followed more slowly, careful not to trip. I had to help Michael across a narrow gap between rooftops. Peter just laughed. "You're doing great," he called back. "You're braver than you think." I didn't feel brave. I felt like I was doing something I would regret, but I also couldn't stop. We crossed 3 rooftops, slid down a drain pipe, and followed Peter through an alley with purple graffiti. Finally, we came to a small, broken gate behind a diner. Peter crouched and pulled it open. "Subway entrance B13, he whispered. "You won't find it on any real map." We peered inside. It was dark, completely dark. But Peter's grin never faded. He pulled a flashlight from his backpack and turned it on. This is where the fun begins. I looked back once toward the rooftop and the city lights beyond them. I thought about my room, my bed, and the warm blanket waiting for me. I thought about school in the morning and the test I hadn't finished studying for. Then I looked at Peter. He was already walking down the stairs like he belonged in the dark, like the city had built the tunnel just for him. "You coming?" he called. Michael stepped forward without fear. John followed. I hesitated, then nodded to myself. "Yeah," I said quietly. "I'm coming." And down we went into the shadows. What do you think's going to happen? Do you think Peter's a good guy? Do you think Peter's dangerous? Do you think Wendy's smart for following? I'm curious. Were there any words in this story so far that were difficult for you? Ones that you had a hard time saying, but now you can? Let me know. I want to know. I want to help you get better at speaking fluently. Shadowing is a great technique that we use to help get our pacing, our timing. Most people can just read, but it takes a native speaker to read at the right speed. And the fastest way to get your speed is to follow a native speaker, and eventually your brain will develop the patterns that it needs so that you can speak fluently like us with the right speed, the right intonation, the right delivery. Now, I am excited to hear your thoughts on Chapter 2 and what you think's going to happen in the story. I am so excited. I'm going to read Chapter 3 today, too. So I will see you in the next chapter. Goodbye.